Hey, it's Clayton Olson. In this video, I'm going to talk about one big red flag to pay attention to when you are dating, whether you are a man or a woman, and also whether you are the one that is portraying this red flag or whether you are the one receiving it. This video is for you. Here's a question I got from somebody who's been watching my videos for a while. It was a gal who had went on a date or several dates with a guy, and this is what she sent me. Hey Clayton, what happens when it is him, the one who seems to be crazy for you immediately after the first date? He wants to take you here or there. He wants you to be a big fan of his crappy bands or sports or his favorite restaurants. And then a couple dates later, he's not into you anymore. He pulls away. He doesn't want anything to do with you anymore. So he has the right to chase and create expectations and then just leave and leave the girl with all the question of what happened here. Well, although it's a shitty thing to have happen, he does have the right to do that. That is dating. People get into things and then they change their mind. Is it acceptable gentleman behavior? Is it high integrity behavior? Probably not. And you're going to come across people that are playing this pattern out, and it is your job to approach this in a way where you are also not playing the reciprocal of this pattern. What is this pattern that's actually happening here? Well, what's happening is this man is suddenly wanting to just immerse you in his life. He's wanting you to be a fan of all of these different things. And what it probably makes you feel is incredibly special. Probably makes you feel unique. And here's the problem. He doesn't know you well enough to actually witness your specialness yet. So why is he doing this? Well, it's because he's not actually in relation with you. He's in relationship with a fantasy of what it is that he wants. He is interacting with a fantasy. He's not actually interacting with you. You are merely a placeholder in which he is interacting with that fantasy. So what this means is that if he's the one who's not actually connecting with you and he's got all these grandiose ideas of how amazing the relationship is going to be before he even knows who you are, before he even knows whether or not the two of you are compatible, it's important that you don't fall into the same trap. And falling into the same trap is also buying into your own fantasy of what you think this could be, because that's where the problem occurs. It's not that he is necessarily manipulating you, right? Or maybe he is unintentionally, but you manipulate yourself when you allow yourself to buy into the same game that he's playing with himself, which is falling in love with this idea, or let's just say falling into a trance or into lust of this idea of having this relationship with a guy only after the first or second or third date. Now, of course it's romantic, of course it feels good, and it's a beautiful experience, but again, it can lead to a lot of pain if we're not grounded. If you are coming across men that are playing this pattern, or if you're a guy coming across women that are playing this pattern, it's really important to check yourself, to find your feet underneath you, to find your butt underneath you, and to be grounded in the present moment, into reality, into the place where you don't really know who this person is yet. And you're not going to get seduced by the possibility of what could be, but rather you're going to get to know this person at a way that allows you to appropriately open up to them so that you are not creating expectations in your mind that you are getting seduced by that are then the opening for him to end up indirectly or sometimes directly manipulating you. So how do you do that? Well, number one, you've got to shatter and begin to let go of this idea of this fantasy that you're falling in love with that is a perfect match for what he's doing. And realize that your timing and moving along at a time that feels comfortable for you is incredibly important, and it's self-honoring. And sometimes women say to me, well, look, if he's got this certainty of something and he's wanting to move things along quickly, I don't want to be the one holding it back and then him all of a sudden find somebody else who wants to that he wants to be with because they're more open. Well, here's what I say to that. Screw that. Screw that. If this guy is a high quality man or this woman is a high quality person, they're going to respect your timing and they're going to want you to feel safe every step of the way. And if they're too caught up in their own crap and they're taking it personally that you're not moving as quickly as them, that is a clear red flag that dynamic of them taking your boundaries personally will probably play out in the relationship as well, and it's just going to become a bigger problem that you have to deal with. So if you've enjoyed watching this video and you are looking for a way to create the foundation to create rock solid relationships in your life, I've got a guide called the 8 Secrets to Create a Rock Solid Relationship that is right below this video in the description. Click on it, enter your email, and I'll get it right to your inbox. Thanks for watching.